Hey guys, Get Level here, and today we're going to be talking about this thing. So a couple days ago, a company contacted me and they said that they make a capture card for live streaming and they wanted me to test it out. So I asked for more details about this capture card, and when I realized what the specs were, I said, sure, just send me one and I'll make a review. So I'm not being paid to give a positive review. My opinion on this capture card is 100% mine. So that capture card is the Pengo 4K HDMI Grabber. And although it's capable of many things, I do believe it feels like it's aimed at gamers, at live streaming in particular, because it does that particularly well. We all know that console streamers, when they start, they don't necessarily have a PC, or if you started on PC but you want to start streaming your games from your console, you're gonna need a capture card in order to, well, capture the footage and live stream it. Now, there are only a few brands that actually make good capture cards for that particular purpose, and we all know most of them are expensive. So when I looked at the price, I realized that this was pretty competitive in terms of price. So I wondered, how good can it be? And the two main things that struck me is the fact that it's compatible with PC, Mac, and Linux, and then the whole 4K. I really wanted to know what the 4K meant. More on that later. So the Pengo 4K HDMI Grabber comes in this good looking box. I like it. Kind of complicated on the inside, and inside the box you will find the Pengo capture card, a user manual, and an A to A USB 3 cable. So whatever device you intend to use with this, you will need your own HDMI cables. The first thing that shocked me when opening the box is the actual size of this thing. It's really small. It's really small. It fits in the palm of my hand. It's as big as a credit card. It would fit in your pocket. And when it comes to the finish, I'm not completely sure, but it seems like it's aluminum and it feels kind of heavy. So it feels like it's very durable. I love that feel. I don't like buying products that feel like cheap plastic and they're light and you feel like if you drop them, they will break forever. This one feels really compact and heavy and durable. It has that metallic, almost matte finish, so it doesn't catch your fingerprints like a glossy finish would do. Also, it reflects the light pretty well. I love this finish. It really looks professional. At the bottom, you have this rubber pad basically to avoid it just slipping around your desk. When it comes to the port, you will have one loop out HDMI port, one input HDMI port, and one USB port. So the USB port is what is going to go into your computer using the provided cable, or if you happen to have a to A USB cable, you can use that since the USB inside the box is not that long. And in the front, you will have two audio ports, one with the headset logo on it and one with a mic logo on it. And then still on the front, you have this little LED indicator. So in the user manual is where we're gonna find a maximum amount of info on how does it really work. What is 4K? Do I capture the game in 4K? Do I display the game in 4K? What is happening? So it turns out by reading the user manual that it is a pass-through 4K. You can have your console, your 4K console or whatever device go through HDMI into the input port, and then what they call the loop out port is basically going to display that on your screen, on your monitor in 4K 60 FPS, which is great. So basically it's for your monitor. The 4K is for input and monitor output. Now, when it comes to what you actually capture through the USB, that is actually 1080p 60 FPS max. So the name might be a little confusing because the name is Pengo 4K HDMI Grabber. The 4K is between input and monitor output, or loop out as they say. When it comes to the gameplay that you are going to stream, it's going to be maximum 1080p 60 FPS. So if you're trying to capture your 4K gameplay and record it, I do not advise this particular device for that. That's why I say this is mostly for live streaming, because 1080p 60 FPS is already really good resolution for live streaming. So once I had it out of the box, it was time to test it. Now I wanted to do all the basic tests that a live streamer might need a capture card for. And that was obviously streaming from a console. So I tried a couple consoles, streaming a PC to PC setup, basically capturing the gameplay or the display of another computer in order to not put as much load on your streaming computer. And then I wanted to absolutely try to stream my DSLR, basically use it as a HDMI camera capture card. So since I don't really own any new gen consoles, I went to my friend's place, Nova Evermoon. She currently uses my old capture card to actually stream, so that was the perfect occasion to test out this new capture card. So we fired up a PS4 and plugged it in, and there are a couple of things to note there. First of all, we did not need to install anything. We plugged it in, we plugged the PlayStation in, and then we opened up Streamlabs OBS, added a video capture device, and boom, the gameplay was there. It was displaying perfectly on the monitor, but the other thing that we realized is that there was no delay at all.
What?
Y a pas de délai. Non.
Y a pas de...
Y a pas de délai.
What?
Y a pas de délai, gars. C'est ouf, regarde ça. Regarde, filme les deux écrans.
Vas-y.
Y a pas de délai.
If you wanted to play while looking at your Streamlabs OBS screen, you could do that. It's not recommended though. But that also means that when it comes to the audio, there was also no delays at all. So it was real-time 1080p 60 FPS live streaming. Okay, so after we tested the PlayStation, we did a thing where we just unplugged the PlayStation HDMI cable to try to plug in a Nintendo Switch. Streamlabs OBS did not like that. We can't know for sure which, if it's the device or if it's the program. I believe it's the program. So all we had to do is deactivate and reactivate the video capture device source in a couple of clicks, and we were able to have the Nintendo Switch. Same thing, no delay, perfectly outputting to the monitor, perfectly outputting to Streamlabs OBS with still no drivers installed. So after that, we streamed for about 5 to 6 hours using the Pengo, and we had zero problems. The way we placed it, it was sitting in between two other devices, so I had to touch it from time to time to see if it was getting hot. And it wasn't. To the touch, it wasn't getting hot at all. In the user manual, it says that it operates at 45 degrees Celsius max, and I definitely felt that. I definitely felt that it wasn't going to get actually hot. So when it comes to streaming with a console, that test was completely nailed. It was perfectly fine. I do not have any complaints. So I went back home and it was time to do some more tests. First thing I wanted to test is the PC to PC setup. So I plugged in my laptop with an HDMI cable, and same thing, no drivers to install on my computer. I believe I plugged it into an USB 2 port instead of a USB 3. So my output wasn't as smooth as Nova's. And I don't know if it's because my computer is not as good as her computer or if it's just because of the USB port. But I did notice that it wasn't as smooth. So that test was passed. Now it was time to test out the inputs. Why is there a mic input and what can you do with it? So I have a jack mic and I just plugged it in and it was actually outputting. So basically you can have your console sound plus the mic sound. So this basically stands as some sort of mixer where you can live stream your voice with having your mic plugged in to the capture card. I've never seen this before, so my mind was kind of blown. So then I tested the headset. I plugged in some earbuds and they were working perfectly. Basically, if you're playing a console game, you can plug your headset and your mic to the capture card and live stream that through your computer. Although I already have my mic set up and my headset set up, I think it's kind of a good thing because when you think about it, it's one USB port that is basically displaying your gameplay from your console, your mic, and you have your headset just by using one single USB port. You can probably use some audio splitters if you want to use your mic, your headset mic to talk in game and also stream, or if you want to hear audio from the console and from the computer. And then I did the last test. That was testing my DSLR camera with the Pengo 4K HDMI Grabber. When it comes to my DSLR camera, it actually has a output of mini HDMI. So I had to use an adapter to plug it into the Pengo. And what it does, it actually outputs just the display. I have an old camera. It's a Canon 550D or a Canon T2i. And the maximum resolution is something like 480p for the display. So if you have a camera that has an output of 1080p, or even 4K, it will support it. It was same thing. No drivers to install. As soon as you plug it in, it just works. And finally, let's talk about the price. Right now, I see on Amazon, it is going for $129.99, so $130, which I believe is a pretty good price and a pretty competitive price compared to other more established companies that are selling capture cards out there. It's a huge advantage that it's super small, doesn't take up any space. I love the finish on it. I love the feel of it. It feels like it's durable. I love the fact that it doesn't get hot. I love the fact that it already has audio outputs such as mic and headset. And all in all, I really feel like this is pretty much meant to be used as a live streaming capture card. And I really love the fact that you don't have to install anything. You plug it in, you fire up your broadcasting software, and it just works. So, do you feel like it's worth it? There are a lot of more specific aspects about it, but I don't want to go into them because they're very technical stuff. And if you want to buy it, read the description, you know? Let me know in the comment section below if you think that's something worth investing in. I would say yes if you're just starting and you just want to get that console footage into your broadcasting software. If you want to get one, I will put a link in the description to their homepage where you can actually find sellers in your country. Other than that, I will also put some Amazon affiliate links for the United States and the UK. Talking about affiliate links, if you're not using Streamlabs OBS yet, I will also have an affiliate link in the description where you can download, install, and use it for free. But that was all for today's video, guys. I will see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching. Go out there, make me proud, get level out.